Hello everyone, my name is Harsh and a very warm welcome to all of you in this block state management course. And in this video, we are going to discuss about how we can use list in context of block. So in the previous videos, we work with integers, we work with custom models, we also learned Flutter widgets. Now why I'm covering this? Okay, because block handles list a bit differently as compared to getX or setState. So I will show you how. Okay, so this is a simple application that I have created. Nothing much is there. Okay, this is called as developers application, and there is a block observer, there is a my app, and that's just a material app. Okay, and it moves to the developer screen, and on the developer screen I have an app bar. I have a list view builder with list style, a title, name, email, and a remove button, and there is a floating action button called as add developer. Okay, now moving to, there is a model I have created which is called as this developer model. So simply a name and email, and one more thing, I have used a library called as faker here just to generate some random data. Okay, so you can just go to this pubdev and you can see this faker library, so it generate email and name, so I will be using that to generate some random data. Okay, now this is the block package we are imported, and we also have the extension enabled, this block one. Okay, now moving to, I will create a block in this video since we explored qubit in the previous ones. So I will just right click on this lib and click on this new block option and just give a name to it. So I can just call it developer and just hit enter. So it will create a block for me, and there are 3 files inside it. First is a developer block which we generally use to create. Now there is an event class. We just have a developer event, and which is a part of developer block, and there is a developer state which is also a part of developer block. Okay, so simply this developer block contains the part developer event and development state, and I can just remove these two and I can actually import Flutter block here. Okay, so simply Flutter block and like this. Now there are errors because I need to import something for this immutability, so I can just import it from the material or even can from the foundations, so it will be imported inside this. So all the imports in case of part and part of are in the main part file. Okay, so in the state there is a developer state, there is an initial state. Now actually I don't require this external developer state, I just want to show you how do we maintain a list. Okay, so I can just remove this state even if I wish to, so I will be just deleting the file, and instead of this developer state, what I will do is I will just pass a list. Okay, so we want to deal with list of developer models. Okay, in our case, so developer model, and I just need to import it, and I can just remove this developer state option. I don't require this initial. Okay, and initially I can just pass an empty list, okay, to this list, and there is a developer event, so I need to create some more events. So simply add developer, and we will require a similar event called as remove developer, so I just name it remove developer, but we need to pass an parameter while removing the developer, so I need to define it here. Okay, so what I will do is I will just create final developer model. Okay, and it will be just a model, or I can call it a developer. Okay, so like this, and simply here I need to override a constructor, so it is suggesting me, so I can press control dot and add this constructor. Since we require a parameter, so we need to pass it with the event, so add developer and remove developer, and actually both the events will be extending developer states, so simply extends this developer event, sorry, so here extends developer event, so control save. So we created 2 events. Now moving to our developer block, we need to handle those events. So on developer event, or I can do it like add developer, and similarly I can just override this function here bottom down, or I can create 2 functions here. So I just created 2 functions here. One is a add developer which take these 2 parameter. The first one is add developer event and another is just an emitter. Okay, and after that I just use the faker instance to create a fake developer profile, like I am just using faker.person.name to create a random name and a random email address, so we will be adding it here. And similarly I have created a remove developer, so rather here I can just use it like this, add developer And similarly here I can use it like remove developer. Okay, so in this way the code looks a bit cleaner, so that's why I have created functions, nothing more than that. Now let's focus on one functionality, that is add. Now what I will do is I will simply go to the developer screen, and here on the add button I will just call that event. So first I need to create an instance of this developer block. So either I can use a provider here, okay, simply like wrapping this material app with the provider widget block provider, and simply here I can use it like create, and inside this I can use developer block. Okay, so this will do the work for us. And now here I can simply find it like context dot read, and I just need to mention the type here, which is developer block, and here I can call the function called as add. Okay, so this is not add developer function, this is a way to add events to the block, and simply add developer event. Okay, so this is how we add events. Now what I will do is when this is done now, I will just add the event to a list. So this state is the current list, so simply state dot add and developer. So normal people will think like this should work, or even I used to think like this should work. So I am adding an item to the list, I am emitting the newer list, so it should work. What's the issue? Okay, so let's give it a try. So I will just open the terminal for you. I will click on this, and you will see there is some change here, and actually what I need to do is, rather than these items, I just have to use the developer list. So simply wrap with the block builder. In this case it will work. Okay, selector and builder will not make much difference for us because there is only single list item in the state. So what I will do is developer block. Okay, and instead of developer state I am using actually a list. So simply list of developer model. Okay, and here I can use state dot length, and I just can do it like this, simply state slash index and dot name, and same with the email. Okay, and I can press Ctrl save. So you will see there is an item here, but now if I tap on it, you will see no item change detected. Now if I tap on it, no item change detected. If I restart the app, developer block created, now I tap on this, one item is added, but then it is not added. Now why this is happening? The problem is block or qubit are immutable, which means you always need to pass a new state here. So in the first case, it simply checks that this is the initial value, and when we add an item to the list, it kind of treats it's a bit different. But in the next case, it treat a list item as same because it refers to a same memory object. So the problem is how we can solve it. So now actually we need to pass a new list every time whenever we do a change in a list. So what we can do is we can just simply do it like this, and we can add all the last list items into this new list variable. So it will solve the issue for us. So I can click and it is working. So this is a one way to solve it. Okay, the another way says like you can also do it like this, like adding all the old variables and using this triple dot to add the new variable. This is just an extension to add items, nothing more than that. So you can even do it like this. Okay, or simply you can just here dot add, and you can add developer if you want to do it in a single line. Okay, so it will say do it like this. So Control save and it will work. Okay, so this is how we work with lists. Now I don't use this method. Okay, just the reason is I use another method. I use something like emit and list dot. There are two main methods which I use, from and off. Okay, and I just pass the list. So it also kind of generates a new list reference with the old variables. Now just plus, and now if you are confused between the difference from and off, I won't bore you much because there is actually not much difference. of kind of compile time checks the type of the list while adding the variable, and from checks at runtime or dynamic. So just a microsecond off might be a bit faster than from, so I use off. So whenever you want to add an item to the list, you just do it like this, and you emit a new list variable by writing list.off, or you can use this syntax. Now the next feature, which is just a remove developer feature. So what we will do is we will do it like state dot remove an item from the list. So simply we have a event, so event dot and this developer. Okay, since we have created a developer inside this remove developer, so here, and I can call emit and simply list dot off, and here I can just pass the list. Okay, so control save. I just need to add this event to our screen. So here I can add the event. So simply like this, I just can copy this all out and paste it here, and instead of add developer I can use remove developer, and I need to pass state brackets and simply index I can pass. Now it is giving me an error. Okay, so I think I need to pass it like developer comma like this. Okay, now if I just tap on any of the remove, it works. Okay, so the only key thing is when we work with lists, okay, we need to pass a new object of list every time we do the change in the old list. Okay, so you can do it using this string operators, and or you can do is using list.off or list.from function, or you can create a new list variable and add item to it and then pass it to here. Okay, so with this we cover quite of fundamentals of block, and in the next video I will try to cover about block architecture, what are some good practices while creating a project and another stuff. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.